Good morning, kindergarten friends. I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday and that you have already started your ST Math and you're reading A to Z on your Chromebook. Now, today I want to do something a little different. We're going to start with our sound chart and we're going to build some words together today, okay? And we're going to do it for the A, T family. I'll do that again. A, T. All right? We'll start in one moment. What I want you to do is I want you to pause the video and I want you to get these tools. I want you to get either a piece of paper and a pencil or a crayon or a marker, any tool to write with, or if you at home have a dry erase board and a marker, go get that. So pause the video. And then what if I don't have those tools, Miss Laberfing? Then what I want you to do is I want you to go get the Chromebook your mom checked out from school and I want you to open it and you're just going to practice typing as we build the words. Okay? So pause the video, go get your stuff, and then come back and press play. Okay, I'm guessing you came back and you pressed play. So here I am. I have our sound chart right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to build some at family words. All right? And we're going to start with, of course, Miss Laberfing's favorite, cat. So what's that first sound you hear? K, k. Well, there are two letters that make that sound, so you have to think. What letter do you know starts with cat? Now, I know most of you, if not every single one of you, should know this one. So I'll wait a second before I say it. K. Yep, if you said C, you're correct. Right there. That's our first sound. I'm going to write it down, and then you're going to do it on your board, on your paper, or on your Chromebook, whatever you have. Now, this is a little awkward because normally when I am at school with you, I have all of my tools at home to help you. But today, this is what I'm using. So that first sound, right there. Now, let's think about the second sound we hear. We already talked about it. If you said ah, like apple, you're correct. So that's our second sound. Remember, draw the circle, add the line. Ah, t. What's that last sound you hear? T, t. Yep, if you said turtle, you're right. Turtle. T. Cat. Cat. That's our first at word. Cat. Now, I want you to practice it with me one more time, all three sounds, and then I'm going to erase. You can keep it on your paper. You don't have to erase it. You can keep it on your whiteboard. I just don't have a lot of room. Cat. What's our word? Cat. And you should be doing that with your finger as well, okay? Now, here's something fun. The only letter I'm going to have to erase, because we're doing the at family, is the k. So I'm going to go right here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to go through these pictures right here and we're just going to practice and see if it makes a word. Okay, easy enough. Now we already have the at there, so we'll start with b. B, like boy. B. Well, let's try it. All three sounds, come with me. B, at. Bat. Wait, let's do it one more time. B-at. Bat. What's our word? Bat. You got it. Good job. If you have written both of these words down or typed them, however you're doing this with me, I want you to kiss your brain because you are smart. All right, now I'm going to erase that first sound. Okay. And let's go to k, k. Yes, I know. We already did that one. Got it. Okay, moving on. D, 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 at, dat, dat. Well, I don't even have to write that one down. I can already hear it doesn't sound right. D, at. So are we going to do that one? No. All right, let's go on the next. Ooh, we're going to skip this one. This one's a vowel. Remember our vowels? A, E, I, O, U, sometimes Y. Those are our vowels, so we're not going to even worry about that one. We're going to go to the next one, the next consonant. And you see it right there? Yeah. Now we'll try this one. Write it down, type it, whatever you're doing. Now let's look at these 3 sounds and see if we made a word, okay? At. Fat. Is fat a word? Huh, yes it is. The fat cat sat on the mat. So those are, oh, well, I think I just said some other words that we might be making later. Fat. All right. I'm going to jump down to g, g, g. I'll write it down. We'll see. I'm going to make it uppercase. G, at, gat. Well, it is a word family sound, but is that a word we even know? Gat. Erase that one. You don't need to write that one down. All right, let's go to our next consonant. Hat. Remember, you breathe in front of your hand. Hat. At. Hat. That is definitely a word we've built before. Excellent job if you're doing this with me at home. Hat. I want to remind you, when you go on your Chromebook, you're using it as a tool to learn. You are practicing ST Math and your Raz Kids books, okay? That's what you're doing on your Chromebook. Going to the next one. Oh, another vowel. We're going to skip that guy for now. Oh, let's look at this one. Jump rope. Let's see. Try it. At, jat. That's not a word I know. All right, moving on. We don't need to write that one down. Oh, kite, kite. Well, this one's kind of tricky. This is the other letter that goes k, like car. So if we wrote that down, we know we wouldn't be writing cat because cat's spelled with a C. So we're not even going to worry about that guy. All right, let's move on to this one right here. Ooh, like lamp or labor thing. So let's try writing it down. I'm going to make it uppercase for this one so we can see for sure it's an L. Ooh, at, lat. Yep, that is a word. Write it down. Type it out. Good job. All right, going on to our next consonant. Ooh, what's that guy? Oh, yeah. Moon. So I'm going to write it there. At, mat. Mat. Yep, we know mat is definitely a word, so make sure you type it or write it right now. And if at any time you have to pause the video because you need a little more time, well, hey, you can just press pause. And what's really cool is in the classroom, you can't press pause on this labor thing, but on here you can. So that's pretty handy. That's one perk of this, I suppose. All right, moving on to the next one. Like a nest. Gnat. At, gnat. Well, gnat is a word. It's spelled differently, but this could also be for another word, gnat, short for Natalie. So gnat. And I gotta fix that A because I noticed it's kind of... There we go. Much better. A little unclear at the bottom. Okay, moving on. Oh, another vowel. Oh, octopus. That's a vowel. We don't need that guy. Ooh, P. Like pig. P. So I'm going to write it down. Here we go. Get your fingers ready. P. At. P. At. That's what I'm talking about. You got it. Excellent job. Pat starts the same as pig. P, p. And remember, when you're doing that sound, it's just p. The tiniest puff of air is coming through your lips. You don't want to add a vowel behind it because then it changes the sound. All right, moving on. Now we're going to go to queen. Queen. Just even thinking about writing that down. Quat? Quat? That doesn't make any sense. We're not even going to worry about her. The queen, we don't need her. Let's go right to rabbit. Ooh, I'm going to write that down. All right, now let's look at those three sounds. Are you ready? Do it with me. Get your finger ready and get your mouth ready. Say it out loud. Who cares if people help you or hear you? I know right now people probably can hear me, but I'm just going to keep going because we're learning. So let's take a look. At. What's my word? Rat. Very good. Rat. All right, let's go to the next consonant. Here we go. Like sun. What letter is that? Do you remember? Yeah. S. Sun. So let's put that guy up there and let's check him out. All right, here we go. Sat. Yes, that is correct. Sat. Okay, moving on. This might be the longest video I've made so far. Like turtle. At. Wait, that's another handy tool you can use when you're stretching out your words. Use these fingers to help you. Remember how we've done it? We've done it on our arms. At. Tat. You could do that as well. Whatever helps you make the word, okay? Just reminding you. I know it's been a while since we've been doing this together. So let's take a look right up here. Tat. Yep, that's a word. Good job. Write it down, type it out, say it to someone. And if you have none of the tools I've said to use, these are your best tools right here. And you can practice writing it in your palm. It's all about the practice that I care about. I just want you to practice, okay? Let's go over here. Oh, another vowel. We don't need you. Bye. Going on to this one. Like a violin. Something I need to practice. Violin. Write it here. Let's try it. At. That. Yes, that's a word. Good job. If you've been doing all the words thus far, you know what I want you to do? A little champion cheer. You remember that. Good job if you're doing this so far. Okay. Ooh, woo wagon. Woo wagon. So we're going to put that guy up there and see what happens. Woo at wat. Well, it sounds like you're trying to say rat, but with a wah on it. So wat. No, not a word. Okay. Now, this guy, just like the Q over here, is tricky. X, like x, x-ray. So x, that sound. Xat. Nope, I don't think so. And let's go right here to that sometimes vowel. Y, ye. Let's put it in and see what happens, because sometimes it's a consonant. It might make a word. Ye, at, yat. No, it's a nonsense word, but not a real word. Yat. All right, and let's go to our last one. Zebra. Here we go. At, zat. That's not a word either. So We have made all the words we can make today. What I want you to do is take your at list, and I want you to go to your family, someone that wasn't watching you do this. And I want you to go through and I want you to read all of those letter sounds to them again. Now I'm going to hold up the chart one more time. So in case that you can't remember how to make a sound, pause the video and look at the sound on the chart. I sent multiple copies of this home with you, but I know things get lost. Okay, and hopefully that helps. Now, I was going to read a book with this video, but I can see it's already 15 minutes. So I'm going to pause this one, stop it. I will label this word work on the YouTube channel, and then I will make another video reading this book. Whoa, not upside down. The Giving Tree, one of my favorites, and I'm very excited to read it to you. So that video will be coming up next. All right. Hope you practiced, and if you want to, do this again. Do it with your brother or sister. Have them sit down and try it out with you. It would be fun, I promise. See you later. Love ya.